Hey, what's going on? Ryan here with Intersection Records, and my daughter just texted me that Dickey Betts died. And this one really hurts. I've been an Allman Brothers fan for 30 plus years. I first saw the Allman Brothers in 1991. Of course, Dickey and Warren Haynes and Jamoy, Butch Trucks, Greg Allman, and Alan Woody on bass. I saw them 10 times with Dickey Betts, and really when he left, I was kind of done with them. Even though they went on with Warren Haynes again, with Derek Trucks. I did see that lineup a couple times. For me, losing Dickey was terrible, and I'm getting texts right now coming in here from my friends. He was born in 1943 on December 12th in Palm Beach area, Florida. He was 80 years old. He was jazz influence. He was a great writer for the band. He wrote In the Memory of Elizabeth Reed. He wrote Jessica. He wrote Ramblin' Man, of course, and on the solo side with his great Southern songs like Bougainvillea, songs like Nobody Left to Run With, songs like Back Where It All Begins, songs like Nobody Knows. Let's check out the song Nobody Knows they did a trilogy of albums in the 90s, Seven Turns, Shades of Two Worlds, and Nobody Left to Run With. Those are amazing albums. Dickey and Warren are writing there. Of course, Dickey, his first compadre on the guitar was Duane Allman, who wasn't a writer. He was a virtuosic guitar player, probably the greatest slide player of all time. But Dickey was the writer in that band. He wrote Southbound. He wrote Revival. And I'm going to miss some things that he did because I'm shook up right here thinking about Dickey. I went to see Dickey in his solo band after he got kicked out of the Allman Brothers religiously. Saw him 4 or 5 times, and he'd always play those songs I wanted to hear. He'd always play Bougainvillea. He'd always play Jessica. He'd always play Back Where It All Begins. And his tone on that 1957 Les Paul played through, I don't know if he played through, I guess he probably played through either a Marshall or a Fender Deluxe. It doesn't really matter. He was amazing. He was the heart and soul of that band. And I don't care how successful they got after they kicked him out. And I saw the Allman Brothers with the combination of Dickey and Derek Trucks a couple times, which was cool. But certainly the majority was with Warren Haynes. My father, who passed away recently, liked the Dickey Betts era as well, and he liked those songs. And who doesn't like Blue Sky? You're My Blue Sky, which he wrote for his girlfriend. When that song comes on, everything in my world is great. When Jessica comes on, I punch it up to freaking 90 miles per hour on the highway, and the sun's out, and it's beautiful, and everything's good. And I know Dickey had problems with substance abuse, and he could get violent, and he, I think a little bit with his bandmates. And I'm not here to, but Dickey was an emotional person and a passionate musician and a great improviser and a great songwriter. And usually that doesn't necessarily go hand in hand. Great songwriter and great improviser. And maybe Jerry Garcia is an example. Maybe Miles Davis is an example. But he was definitely influenced by Coltrane and people like that, Miles Davis. And you listen to a song like A Memory of Elizabeth Reed, and you realize that there's jazz structures underneath that. and some of the fade out on Bougainvillea, and some of the instrumentals. Every one of those albums the Allman Brothers had always had a signature instrumental, like Pegasus. And there's one off of the Seven Turns album that I can't think of right now that's awesome. Check out those instrumentals. There'll always be a long 7-8 minute instrumental in the vein of a Jessica, in the vein of a Pegasus. Again, rest in peace, Dickey. His family, which includes Dickey Betts, and who has a band with Greg's son, Devin Allman Betts. They're pretty good, but nobody's gonna replace Dickey Betts. Nobody could, and it's a sad day for musicians and music fans, people that loved Southern rock and jam band music. He was a pioneer. I just did a show on Fish at the Sphere. I wonder if somehow Fish plays a little bit of Allman Brothers tonight. My band's playing tonight in the practice session. Maybe we'll play some Allman Brothers tonight. Anyway, rest in peace, Dickey Betts. You were certainly a legend. See ya.